uh, this is the video from Dr. Gopal Raju. So this is the case which was going on normally. He completed the capsulorhexis. The cataract was of grade 2 nuclear sclerosis. Is chopping at this point of time. And I feel at this point, somehow he ruptured the anterior capsule. So you can see a tear in the anterior capsule there opposite the phaco probe. So luckily this tear didn't extend into equator or beyond that. So we can see the edges of the tear, but he completes the cortical cleanup, put OVD, and put a 3-piece IOL in the capsular bag. So here goes the leading haptic, and the trailing haptic is dialed in the capsular bag. And he takes off all the OVD, washes it out, and completes the case. Now the point to discuss here, I like to ask the expert panel is, of course, extension can occur if we are not careful enough from the chopper. So should we try to salvage this anti-capsule tear which is there, or leave it like this? Dr. Ramurthy, what would you have preferred?
No, I think he handled it quite well to the best of his abilities. It's an unfortunate occurrence, and as you rightly said, you are always concerned about the wraparound, that it is going all around, and you have to be extremely careful of not stressing the capsular bag too much. And in case I'm doing a stop and chop, I would split the nucleus at 90 degrees to the axis of the where the tear has occurred, so that it doesn't. I don't apply any pressure in that area. And in case it's a very soft cataract, maybe a good idea, as we already discussed, to prolapse the entire nucleus out of the bag and then emulsify it in the anterior chamber, and so that you don't stress the capsular bag in any way. All along, you have to be cognizant of the fact that there's a discontinuity in the capsular rim, and the basic thing you need to avoid is it spreading onto the posterior capsule. Sometimes if it is just a tag, and then it's always a good idea to use a rhexis forceps or even an aspiration cannula to round it off, and otherwise that weak area at any step of the phacosurgery can spread over.
Actually, it's most important to keep the anterior chamber stable if there is a rhexis extension. And besides all the points he said, now we popularly talk of an everted flap or an inverted flap, that an everted flap would not extend and an inverted flap is likely to extend. Maybe that concept could be kept in mind. And the last thing is the intraocular lens implantation. We keep the haptics away from the area of extension. Maybe all that sums it.
To ask, sir, what would you prefer, a single piece IOL in a case like this where the anti-capsule tear is in this situation, or a 3-piece IOL? Because if you try to implant 3-piece IOL, you may extend it, while dialing the 3-piece IOL. So what would you prefer?
Thank you, Harshal. See, my concept is this: when you have a tear like that, not all the cases the tear will go to the periphery. It very much depends upon the strength and the positioning of the zonules at that state. There are cases where you have a tear and you complete your case like normal, but in others, even before you have done anything, the tear has already crossed to the posterior capsule. Now, this was probably a case where the zonules were holding on, so the stretch wasn't going into the periphery. Now, secondly, having been lucky there, I would never think of putting a 3-piece in this eye. And if I had to put a 3-piece, I would always put it in sulcus. For me, in this case, single piece in the back is the lens of choice.
I think to this, I would just like to add, putting viscoelastic, also be very careful. Don't put too much, because that can also extend the cause extension of the end. So just optimal amount of viscoelastic, so that it doesn't overfill and cause the PC to extend. And low parameters. When you have that thing, then all your parameters have to come down. I think Chitra very nicely said that never allow your AC to be shallow, because that is going to increase the extent of the rip.
Also, ma'am, while doing the last bit of that IA, especially around that nick, we have to be very careful there. Maybe you can, leave that small bit, put the lens, and then take it out. Maybe.
I think
Yeah.
What do you have against a three-piece lens? Is it because you think it's more explosive opening up, or what is the reason that in these cases you totally stay away from three-piece?
No, because anyway, you're going to put the lens in the opposite direction. So the three-piece lens already has some amount of stretch, which is more than a single piece. So if there's a tear, this single piece is going to just repeat more. I mean, that is my understanding. You can correct me.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a food for thought. Agree. So
And the single piece hydrophobic, they open in very small configuration. No, when you inject it, you can rotate it to be perpendicular to the tear, and then the haptics will open.
I think we don't have too many studies comparing the two, but it would be worth doing one. First, have so many rips, and then put single piece or three.
Please.
Only you can do it, brother.
Good.
Okay.
So I think we've had discussed it all, and I'm so thankful for the speakers and the expert panel being there. So I will come with my concluding remarks. I believe it's been an immensely gratifying webinar, and I'm sure we've all gained very well from the experience. My deepest gratitude to the wonderful expert panel, each and every one of them, a great set of speakers, and the joy with which each of them participated, and even the connection which they had. A very special thanks to Harshul for being a wonderful moderator and even taking over one's talk in the last minute. My thanks to the admin teams headed by Kripal, Sai, and Manjula from Numerotech for their constant support and participation. Mr. Sunil, who has been a wonderful webinar administrator and takes great involvement from before. Thank you very much. And of course, Entod for being their constant sponsors and encouraging us to spread our educative material all through the corners of the country. And most importantly, my own wonderful ARC team, who are always their big support, and you would have definitely seen two of them speaking so well in this meeting itself. And finally, and most importantly, our thanks to our attendees, whose participation is what gives us the impetus to keep coming back to you week in, week after. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Big thank to you too, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.